Oh, fuck.
That's close. This close. So close.
I feel like me saying, oh, fuck, should just be baked into the opening music at this point.
It's just put it into like in a loop. Just have it loop and be the opening music just over
I think
again.
you're echoing again.
I'm echoing again. Wonderful.
I mean, does anyone does anyone else out there hear that but me? Maybe it's a me problem.
That was what was going on with mine.
Does anyone else hear me echo when I talk? The chat up. Let me know.
I'd be shocked if no one else heard this, and also deeply concerned for my laptop.
No, it's echoing. Wait, okay. I will just go on my internal mic.
You're getting called out all over the place.
That is fine.
Oy, technology. How's everyone doing? What do we got going on? We got a lot of people here today. Annabelle is going to kick off the show for us with a super chat. Happy safe weekend to all. Pretty sure I'm agreeing with you two on everything. It's definitely not necessary, Annabelle, but thank you for the comment, for the support. We appreciate it. What are you drinking there?
How do I sound, first of all? I mean, I'm using my internal mic. Is it that much worse?
You sound good. I think I'm. Okay. I fear I'll probably be louder than you, but
you're allowed to. It is another dent. Crispy River, salted lime and lager. It's nice. It's lime,
I like
lager,
anything
salt.
with salt in it.
It's just like you would do with a Corona or something, but they do it all in the same beer and they brew it together, and it actually comes out pretty nice.
All right. I will maybe taste test that the next time I come over, if there's any left.
It's really good. It's super smooth. Okay, there will be none left.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Let's look at Ryan's super chat. Hey, Perri and Matt, I'm so nervous about predicting Power of the Dog to win 1 or 2 awards because the last film to win Best Director and nothing else was The Graduate Part 2 and All Quiet on the Western Front and You Can't Take It With You are the only 2 movies to win Best Picture and Best Director. So I don't know what to do with the Power of the Dog. Well, we're going to tell you, Ryan. We're going to
predict. We're not going to tell. We don't know the future. We're gonna try and.
Maybe I do. I feel like this on my shirt would suggest that I know nothing about the future, but
that is true.
I still think that this should have been the case. And I'll never back down from that stance. All right.
I believe it.
So I'm just like brushing away dewy hair. So it wasn't like doing a weird wave at you guys. So before we're going to do our full Oscar ballots and we got to come up with a bet. We have to come up with a bet.
We do. Yeah. We didn't do that ahead of time.
But before we do that, no, we have to do it live on the air. We got to,
okay.
little suspense, little tension here. First, though, we have to lean into the title of this episode. So I challenged Matt to come up with 3 wild predictions for the Academy Awards broadcast on Sunday night. And I came up with 3 as well. Matt, what is your first one?
I'm going to stick with my winner-centric one first. And this isn't actually... So this is a weird way to say it. I'm picking someone to win Best Picture, but it's my wild prediction one. It's not the one I think is actually going to win, but I've been saying this entire time that I think the Academy is just going to fall for Belfast as Best Picture. And I still think that is a huge possibility. It is the number 1 prototype movie in the entire slate that is up for Best Picture that falls back on all the old traditions of the Academy and the way they vote and the way they do things. It is a filmmaker's movie made for other filmmakers, and I just really think they're going to fall into picking that for Best Picture as a wild prediction. I don't have it on my ballot because it is that wild of a prediction, but I don't know. There's that gut feeling I can't get away from that Belfast is going to win.
Listen, it's not that wild of a prediction. I know it's not a front runner, So it's definitely got less of a chance than other movies, but I don't know. If I were to divide all of the best picture nominees into tiers, that would still be a second tier movie for me.
The Vegas odds have it not
Second
far
tier out
behind.
of 3 tiers, I should clarify. Like, if
Well,
I
I was
had,
gonna say
like, a million tiers, then
the Vegas odds and the bookies, they have Belfast and Power of the Dog like not that far apart, and Coda is the number one right now.
oh,
Like the odd makers. Like if you're making a bet right now, you're kind of going. I take it back. No, I think Power of the Dog is actually on top still, but like
yeah, it should
Coda is
be.
your best bet,
Yeah,
like odds wise,
that
and
makes
then
sense.
Belfast is not far off though. So like those are the three that are together, and then the rest drop off odds wise, and like
Alright.
those are like the real ones that are out there. So I'm Belfast. There's my wild.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair. All right. So for my first one, I also went with a winner to start this list off, and I'll fully spoil the fact that this is also what I'm going to put on my ballot. I know it's a big
Okay,
swing, but this is a category that I think is such a big toss up that Matt, how much I like to win. Like
I do.
in these cases, I'll push my heart aside to pick the winner. Not in this particular case, though, because Best Actress is a major toss up, and I truly do believe it can go to anyone. I know she did not get nominated for a SAG award. I know she has not really won any of the big indicator awards, but I am saying Kristen Stewart is a Best Actress winner on Sunday night.
Nice.
I like that.
That's a swing. I agree with you. That is a huge swing. I did not pick Kristen. I hovered over it. I was wondering. I don't think there's enough there to get her through to the win, unfortunately.
Okay. We'll find out.
I think we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
We'll find out. All right. What is your
Yep.
second prediction for Oscar night?
My second prediction is more of a fun one, and it is that I think out of the three hosts, Amy Schumer gets censored once.
I think it's going to be more than that.
Well, all right, so first, actually, I take it back.
Okay,
First is the way I want to phrase that. Out of the three hosts, I think Amy Schumer will get censored first.
I'll bet on at least 2 censorship moments, 2 bleeps. For the hosts in particular. If you start incorporating acceptance speeches and other things, I think that number goes up, but I'm going to go 2 bleeps.
Yeah. I think that, again, if you incorporate everything else, no. I'm going host. I'm going host there.
All right. What is my next one? Hold on. Where did my list go? All right. So my next one is that there is going to be some sort of like not super satisfying, weird, and like shoehorned in attempt to fit Spider-Man No Way Home into the broadcast. And I'm not including its VFX nomination or this favorite film thing either. I think they're going to take some sort of like really big swing to try to make a segment for it. And it's just not going to go well.
They're not. Holland isn't presenting, right? I'm not misremembering
seeing his name on the presenters list, but there's been so many presenters announced, I haven't really kept track.
I thought there was something in there where like they were going to be incorporated somehow, but yes, there is very much going to be a moment. I agree with you where we're going to get our Spider-Man looks outside of the awards it is nominated for, because they need to draw the mainstream audience. I mean, like that's the thing; they have to bring the bigger audience in. Like they're going to try to do it that way.
I will say, I know a lot of folks are not like what's the partnership again? Like Facebook calls itself Meta now, right?
Metaverse.
Meta. Yeah. Like I don't know about that specific partnership, but I do kind of like the idea of having social media influencers involved in some sense, because that's something that I've brought up time and time again with the Oscars. And I forget the name of which one, but one of the ones that's doing behind the scenes stuff at the awards, I have watched a couple of his videos, and they're well made, they're smart, and they're informative. So if having him behind the scenes means more people out there are aware of the awards, are aware of what it takes to produce the awards and get a behind the scenes look and, maybe learn something about these nominees, I'm fine with it. But all I saw on my Twitter feed today was negativity about that.
Yeah, because I think there's definitely a perception that anything on social media or like social media celebrities versus a regular celebrity, all that conversation and discourse, it's gonna be there no matter what. And there are good ones. Like it's the thing that like there are
What's
shitty.
the difference between a social media celebrity and or rather I should rephrase it. What is a regular celebrity anyway? Like a movie star
That's
versus a
kind of
social media star? All right.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, I think there are little nuances and differences between both in some areas. But like on both sides of the coin, there are good and bad examples. So no matter what, like you're always gonna. I don't know. I feel like we're being a little overly critical of that. And like you said, if that is how more people start watching the Oscars and that is how it stays a show the way it is and like the way it keeps drawing viewers, it's not the worst thing. Like, sorry, like
No.
entertainment is fun. I don't know. It's not the worst thing.
I also I feel like we keep saying they need to shake it up and do something different, but every single time they shake something up and do something different, we're mad about it. Certain things we should be mad about. I am
Yeah.
definitely behind that because I think some of the mistakes they're making this year are pretty big. But in this particular case, I think it is best to be open-minded.
Yeah, I mean, like, complaints are always gonna come when something changes. Like, the dumbest example do you remember when, like, Twitter had half the word count it has now, and everyone freaked out when it doubled its word count, and now we're all still finding ways to, like, still reach the word count, be like, "Oh, I wish I
Yeah.
had more space." Like, it's gonna pushback is gonna happen no matter what.
I'm still I still can't handle how many characters. Like I still need more. It doesn't matter. I'm
I'm
trying
an
to look,
overwriter, so that's just me.
I'm trying like maybe he wasn't one of the official ones. I'm trying to look up the one that I follow on TikTok. Maybe he wasn't part of the announcement. Damn, I'm not going to be able to find it now. He's some like on-set PA though that makes behind the scenes videos and I think they're great. I feel bad that I can't remember his name right now, but he's got a bajillion followers. So what does he need me for?
Yeah.
So now we're up to your third, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I am predicting that the entire ceremony will still go over time, even though they cut out those awards.
Okay. Man, that's another bet I would make.
I like straight up, like they're gonna try to save time and cut time by doing this, and they're still gonna go over just to prove like it's just gonna prove the point that like cutting it out is so unnecessary.
All right. I still think I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards it's going to be a 3-hour ceremony and they'll keep it at that, but you might not be. You might not be wrong.
No,
I
it's
should have
gonna go over.
for the sake of a good segue, I should have let myself go next on number 3 because my last prediction for the ceremony is that this isn't going to go well. And somebody, whether it's a presenter or like a bit or something, someone's going to do a TikTok dance during the broadcast. And it's just going to be real awkward. Just real awkward.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I think the awkward part is probably funnier about it in the sense that like someone will try to do it who wouldn't normally do a TikTok dance, but like are they really integrating that hard into social media? Like I must have missed that recently with the actual like TikTok influencers coming in and doing things at the Oscars.
So I purposely pulled up the this article here. It's from the Hollywood Reporter, and the headline for that is Instagram influencers to attend ceremony to create behind the scenes reels. And it says Meta, the parent company of Instagram and Facebook, is partnering with the Academy for short form content leading up to and during the Oscars. So I don't know. Maybe I would reassess my response to that and say they should have gone with TikTok, but yeah, still hopefully could create some different type of material than we're used to and get more people to watch and pay attention and care.
And like it's also an award show. Like there's a certain level of that kind of celebrity that is going to be there anyway. So it's like I don't know. I feel like there's really nothing wrong with that.
We shall find out. I'm gonna follow those people and see what happens. All right. Are we
I
up
probably
to our
won't.
Oh wait, let's hit some super chats before we do our full ballots.
Okay.
Or we have to put something on the line before we even do our full ballots.
I was gonna say we have to put a bet out there.
I know. Ryan's here with another one. My wild prediction is that Dune wins 6 technical awards and then shockingly wins Best Picture. I know it's highly unlikely, but it is possible. Okay. I'm like semi reassessing my best picture tiers. I might no, I'm not going to spoil it. I think there are 4 tiers of best picture contenders. The really likely ones, the most likely upsets, the not totally out of the runnings yet, and then the no ways. And I would put Dune in the not out of the runnings yet. So that would be tier 3.
Okay.
I'm not completely writing it off yet.
I think I've written it off. I think I have gotten that just for Best Picture. Like I don't think it's taking Best Picture, but the technical awards, I kept looking at like my ballot going like, how do I not? Like like that's the other thing there. Like I think the other part of it, like that could be less wild than we think.
I don't know. We shall see. I'm very curious to see how many Dune I have a feeling Dune is walking away with more wins than Power of the Dog.
Yeah, we'll see.
That seems
We'll get to
that's it.
We'll get on. We'll get there.
No,
We'll get there.
I think that's like even with what is it, 12 nominations, even with that, I think it's a done deal. I think that's happening. Mega movies. My crazy prediction is that Penelope Cruz is winning Best Actress. I don't know. I just have a feeling, but I hope you're right about Kristen Perry. Again, not the most crazy prediction because it's such a crapshoot of a category, and I've seen a lot of takes lately saying that Penelope Cruz could really win this. So you might not be wrong there.
We'll get there.
All
predictions
right.
are predictions, though. We can predict whatever we want. It's always going to come down to
some categories are locks. Mega movies again. Are they still doing that BS of presenting 8 categories at the red carpet rather than during the broadcast? I will be so disappointed if that's true. I hate to confirm that for you, but they have not changed anything. And I am very, reading a lot of things about silent protests and stuff like that. And, when they do go through with this, it seems at this point, I imagine that a lot of people are going to be, silent protesting, speaking out, acknowledging that this was not the right move. So this is one of those changes where it's just like there's literally nothing good about it. Like bad, do not do this. Who made this decision? I don't understand.
Yeah, now that you're talking about that, that might have been a good like wild prediction. Like who's the first one that's going to do some kind of protest and bring it up? Because I think it's going to be a lot. I think it's going to be over and over again. So as it should be. It should be.
I think that's definitely going to happen. Ian's here just to be nice and supportive. Thank you so much, Ian. Much appreciated. Where else are we? I think we're good on super chats.
Caught up. Yeah.
That means it's time to put something on the line. What are we betting? Also, don't lose your ballot.
Oh no, I have it. I absolutely have that.
We'll have the video to remember it by, but don't lose the paper because it'll make it easier to check.
That's what I'll take a screenshot of it right now just so I have it.
Okay.
But no, what's a good bet? What's a good we have to force someone else to do?
Is it like the same thing for each of us? Like we're playing for the same thing, or I can make a request and you can make a request?
I think it should be a fair bet in the sense of like, what are you going to suggest? I think it should be.
I know what I want. I immediately know what I want, actually.
Okay.
If I win, you have to commit to running that half marathon with me.
No, I'm not committing to a half marathon.
Dude.
I'm not committing. We'll talk about that offline. I'm not committing to a half marathon.
It's legit like something that benefits you. Like you'll lose a bet, but you'll have fun with my winnings and you'll be proud of my winnings.
Yeah, but then if I win, you running a half marathon is just normal. That's fine with you.
Yeah, but the point is I want my friend to experience his first half marathon because I know he can do it and I want to run one with him.
When is it again?
Anthony thinks you should do it.
What's the date?
Hold on. I have the information handy because I'm not taking it out of my desktop until you tell me we're doing it. So this half marathon, and it's like a really cool one too. It's
It
on
is.
November 5th. So you have more than enough time to train. And it's like a really cool nighttime one. We can make a
Yeah,
little
but I don't
trip
want
out
to
of
train
it.
for it. Like I don't want to train.
So don't train for it. It doesn't matter. You're still athletic enough and you run enough that I bet you anything you could boost your daily 5 miles to the 13 and it won't be as hard as you think. I can't believe how like skeptical you are about this idea. It's surprising.
I just don't feel like doing a half marathon. It's a commitment.
It's really not that much of a commitment. The mat like is seeing what I did for the marathon throwing you off because that was like above and beyond. Like the marathon was probably 10 times the amount of prep that I did for the half, if not more. Like I drank the entire time I was training for a half.
Fine,
I didn't
I'll do that.
stress when I missed certain things.
All right, there's your bet.
Read my tweet. Read my text.
What's what?
Okay. So now what you want?
That's fine. I
feel like I just bullied
well, if
you.
you're making me do that, all right, you have to give me an entire night where you try any beer that I tell you to try.
That's an easy one to say yes to. Okay.
Is it?
I mean, I'm sure I'm not going to feel good in the end, but I'll try anything.
All right. There you go.
I love how we both made like completely opposite types of bets.
100%. Yeah.
You get in shape and I grow a beer belly. This seems very fair.
That's not how those work. A single night does not make.
I know.
That's not how any of this works.
No, well, no, I go home with like a beer baby. You do have that. That's like when you eat a big meal and you have a food baby.
All right, fine, there you go.
Let's do this. Let's lock this in then. All right. So I think we should start with the shorts. Work our way up to Best Picture. For live action short, I am going to go with The Dress.
Okay. I took Long Goodbye.
You might be right. Long Goodbye is the Riz Ahmed movie, and I know they've been promoting it pretty hard. I got to moderate a Q&A for The Dress, though, and that theater was as full as it can be, adhering to COVID precautions, and the people in the theater just seemed really enthusiastic. Like, they were so excited to hear that director talk, and they were so excited to meet him and the lead actress, who is phenomenal in that short, after it was over. So I'm going with The Dress.
All right. That's number one.
Right.
Number two. Keep going.
Best documentary. You go first now.
Queen of Basketball. Oh, wait. Sorry. Short doc?
Yes. Documentary short. Sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
Queen of Basketball.
I think you could be right, but I am going with Lead Me Home. You haven't watched any of these, right?
No, this is based on my research. I'll be honest. This is based on research. So
Queen of Basketball is very, very good. And I definitely think it has a chance to win. Lead Me Home is a short documentary about homelessness on the West Coast. And it's like one of the most powerful things that I've seen, because it tells these really compelling stories about individuals, but the way that the whole thing is constructed and edited together, it kind of intercuts between those personal stories and like wider shots of everyday life in some of those cities. And you know, it really effectively stops and makes you think like we have so much abundance around us if we just like help. Like there shouldn't be so little for some people when there's so much for so many other people. It makes no sense. And I walked away from that documentary inspired to do something. And I feel like if a short film has that kind of power, then maybe it's going to resonate enough, hopefully, to win the Academy Award, because I thought it was very good.
All right.
Animated short. I am going with Robin Robin.
Ditto.
So, Matt, I know you haven't watched the shorts. Please, please, please watch Robin Robin. You are going to adore it. It is one of the sweetest things that I've ever seen. Those characters are friggin' adorable. I love the song they sing, and the whole concept was just hugely heartwarming. Please go watch that short film.
Got it. I mean, like, I will get to like most of them, but it has been a busy few months.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've had all the time in the world.
Exactly, that's right. You're out there moderating Q&As for them, like having reasons to watch them.
Trying. All right. Best international film. What are you going with?
Okay. I really waffled on this one, and
Why?
I'm gonna keep it. Well, I'm keeping it with Drive My Car.
Okay.
But I think Worst Person in the World could be an upset.
I don't think it's impossible for it to be an upset, but I do think that the fact that Drive My Car wound up with some pretty big nominations in other categories is making me think that there's more than enough support to have it win here. So I am going with Drive My Car as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's the easy, obviously. Like, that's the reason I'm going with it too. But in the back of my mind, it's like Worst Person in the World had like so much buzz around it too, and it had a lot of people really loving it. And that could have been the one that like people saw later in the game, or after all the Drive My Car stuff kind of hit. So I'm like just the littlest bit like it could have been, but Drive My Car, it's locked in.
All right. So oh, never mind. I was gonna click something because like a little button popped up on my screen, and I was like, "What is this button?" I'm gonna touch it, but I'm not gonna touch it because I hovered over it, and it would screw shit up. When there's a button, Matt, I have to touch it. I have no self-control at all. Have I ever told you about
anywhere near mission control?
Have I ever told you about the time that I had like a fire truck come to my Nana's house when she was still living in New York? They were moving out of their house here to like completely relocate to Florida. So like the house was being emptied out, and you see parts of the wall that you couldn't see, when the house was fully furnished. And
Yes.
I guess I don't know if they do this anymore, but apparently in those houses they had panic buttons on the wall, and it was legit like a game button like that you would see in like an arcade cabinet, and it was just on the wall. So I pushed it, and it apparently like sounded some sort of alarm to the front gate, and a fire truck came.
That is, yeah, you're a curious little kiddo.
A button on the wall. I'm gonna push it. Best documentary feature. Is it my turn to go first? Yeah.
Yes, because I went Drive My Car. Yep.
I am taking a little bit of a swing on this, I guess, because it seems as though Summer of Soul is the front runner, but I am going with Flea because Flea was nominated in this category, international film, and also best animated feature. And I think it has to win one of the three. It is unlikely to win in the other two categories, so I am giving this award to them.
I had the thought about Flea. I had that same kind of process, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of love behind Summer of Soul, and especially like who made it, and what it's about, and everything. Like, it's feel good in a way. So like, I think that one will edge out.
You could be right. You could be right. All
You
right,
could be right too.
Best animated feature.
It pains me, but I'm going with Encanto.
So am I. You wanted Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Oh, so badly. Yeah, so badly.
I.
It was the most awkward part of Critics' Choice, because we were sitting with Encanto, literally director and star, and we're next to also Raya and the Last Dragon, and for Best Animated Critics' Choice, it went to Mitchell's, and they both were like boo, and like, obviously like they wanted their things to win. That's not a bad thing. I'm like, of course, the same way. But I was kind of like sitting in the back going like, I'm happy Mitchell's won. Like, oh no.
I wouldn't mind seeing Mitchell's win, but I think that Encanto enthusiasm is just way too high right now. And I'm also going to predict that the live version of We Don't Talk About Bruno is going to be one of the best parts of the whole ceremony.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm looking forward to that. How about we do a little intermission? A super chat
Sure.
intermission from Sky the Boss 96. Pick one film to see in IMAX in December 2024. Penelope Cruz as Invisible Woman and Brad Pitt as Mr. Fantastic in John Watts' Fantastic Four, or Michael Fassbender as Dr. Freeze and Ana de Armas as Poison Ivy in Matt Reeves' Batman standalone sequel.
I mean, just from those two concepts and knowing how much I really like the Batman, I'm going with number 2. I think that'd be fun as hell. I think seeing both of them do those roles would be fun as hell.
Man, that's tough. That's tough, but I think just because I'm on such a Batman high right now, and also because I really want to see them in those roles, and like I love those characters.
Yeah, like seriously.
Too. Like I really want to see a new rendition of those characters. So I will also go with the another Matt Reeves Batman standalone film.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I'll take that. I like that. Where are we at? We're at best visual effects, and it is my turn.
Sure. I think we're both gonna have the same here.
Here's where Dune is gonna start racking up the wins. Dune. I assume you are Dune.
I am Dune. Yes, I am Dune for visual.
I am Dune too. All right. Best sound. Who are you going with, Matt?
I'm also giving that to Dune.
As am I. Okay, here's a tough one. Best song.
So song, I am going with No Time to Die.
Okay. We're gonna differ here.
I think we need to differ somewhere.
Yeah. I feel like No Time to Die does have a good chance, and I could lose because of this prediction. I also think King Richard has a chance because Beyonce has some serious fire.
Yep.
But I'm going to go with the fact that I think Encanto has hit like a next level tier of popularity, and that music has caught on to such an extent that it is going to get Lin-Manuel Miranda the EGOT.
Okay.
So I am picking Encanto for best song.
I like it. I was looking at it, but I can't go. This is one I can't go away from the odds from. I think there's just too much Bond love with the category alone. So like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot would have to happen for the Bond song not to win.
It's fair. I have a hard time voting against Billie Eilish, but here we are. Yeah. Best score. I am going to go with Dune. Hans Zimmer. Get yourself an Oscar. It's so good, Matt. I was just rewatching it the other night. Shit, that movie's good. And it like flies. I know it's a long movie, but that movie really moves. And all the technical stuff really does deserve all the love it's getting right now. So wait, I've predicted 3 for Dune so far, and so have you, right? Okay. So we're best production design. And that's where I predict my 4th win for Dune.
So here's where I'm going to take a flyer. I'm going to take a gamble on production design.
You're going to say Nightmare Alley, aren't you?
No, West Side Story.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm going to go with West Side Story. I think production design, it absolutely is what they built and everything in the city, in New York, and how they did it on stages and all that stuff, and like the way it feels like a musical, but also a movie, like at the same time. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of magic, and I feel like there's also not any other opportunity for West Side Story to really win outside supporting actress. So I don't know. I feel like it goes here.
All right. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing West Side Story win something beyond the inevitable in a category we haven't gotten to yet. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see. All right. Next one is best makeup and hairstyling. What are you going with?
I have it over here. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I just lost it in my grand scheme of things. Oh, makeup, costume. Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Yeah, that is what I am going with as well. I think that one is pretty close to a lock.
Yeah.
Best film editing.
Film editing. I'll take another flyer. I'm not going Dune. I am going Power of the Dog.
All right, I feel like Power of the Dog and Dune are the top 2 contenders. I thought for a minute you were gonna say Tick, Tick, Boom, which I don't think is completely out of the realm of
Yeah.
possibility, but I'm sticking with the more popular choice in this category, and I am gonna say Dune.
Okay. I
Dune
just
has
feel like
very
there's a
good
lot for
editing.
Dune to win, and I feel like when we watch those categories, like it makes sense that Dune would take all of them, but every time we watch those categories, the makes sense sometimes doesn't always make sense, and like a few sneak in there anyway. So my sneakies are Power of the Dog and West Side
Alright.
Story to kind of upset the six award sweep for Dune.
Shit, so oh, no, I didn't give it a sweep. Because how many is Dune not Dune's nominated for a lot.
Well, yeah, sorry.
I'm
In
not
those
giving it
categories.
makeup and hairstyling
Yeah.
so far,
Yep.
so far. Alright. So after film edit, and I'm not giving it this next award too. The next one is best costume design, and I am going with Cruella.
As am I.
I think that costume design is so damn good all on its own, but I also think that that movie gets a little boost from the fact that the costume design is woven into the story to such an extent. So
Yeah.
I got a
Yeah.
good feeling that one is walking away with the Oscar.
Same
So
with
you're
you.
the same there. Now we're up to best cinematography.
Dune.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely do think Ari Wegner still has a chance for Power of the Dog, but I think we are in
Yeah.
the era of Greg Fraser. He's just so damn good. He is coming off of a really strong run at the box office from the Batman. I feel like everything is kind of just working in his favor right now. And also, I think
Yeah.
he's very deserving. His cinematography is incredible.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is one I definitely don't think is a, here have an award. Like, no, you earned this one. This one is definitely earned beyond its realm. And like, again, we're talking about the Batman, and I would love to see, it's early in the year, but again, I would love to see some kind of awards consideration for what I saw in the
Yeah.
Batman because it's already like that's some top tier stuff.
I'm really hoping he gets back-to-back nominations, and I think he has a real chance.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop talking about it. So hopefully we can keep talking about it enough to keep it on everyone's minds until next year's Oscars roll around.
Do you want to hit a super chat before we
I would
continue?
love to.
Okay.
From Overseer71. If you were producing the Oscars this year, what one surprise change highlight would you add to the show, aside from putting the pre-show 8 awards back into the live show?
All right, here's mine.
All right, what is it?
If I had free reign, I would take a book out of like the MTV Movie Awards and go like the Jack Black route of doing an entire like opening skit kind of deal. And like I still think about the Lord of the Rings Jack Black skit so much.
Okay.
It is one of the best awards openers ever. And like if you want to bring people back in, I mean, like that's a pretty good way. Like they have that on lockdown. So there you go.
I think we had the two like polar opposite ideas because the first thing that went through my mind, if I can't change the 8 award thing and I can only pick one thing to do to make this year's ceremony better, I would say take all the planned bits you have and put them in the trash. Don't even do them. Just put them in the trash. Forget them. And just have a show with presenters. Oh.
Yeah. Just so good.
All right, we're up to best original screenplay. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes, let me just find it. For some reason, mine's just out of order, so I'm just reading off of a list. Screenplay. Okay, original screenplay, correct?
Yes.
I am going to take Belfast.
I am going to take Belfast 2. I think that there's still chances for other movies to
Yeah.
sneak in there, but it does kind of feel like this is Kenneth Branagh's only chance to win. And I think voters are going to recognize that and give him the edge here. All right, Matt. Here's where I'm taking a swing. Best adapted screenplay. I am sticking with the narrative that I mentioned on FYC.
Okay.
What I think is going to happen here is I think the Academy is going to wind up spreading the love. We know The Power of the Dog is going to win a certain award. We know Coda has a very good shot at winning 2 other awards. I think
That's
that
fair.
this is their opportunity to recognize a different film, and they're going to give it to Maggie Gyllenhaal for The Lost Daughter.
I certainly don't have that, and I certainly have Power of the Dog. So if you are right, you're right. Nothing more to that. I take swings too. I take a swing a little higher too, and
Okay.
it's just what it is.
I feel like that's one of my bigger swings.
Yeah.
All right,
No.
here-
Yeah.
Here's where we get to the obvious line. Best supporting actor.
It's Troy.
I thought you were going to change something for a minute.
No,
Yeah,
that's Troy.
I'm going with Troy Kotzer too. Best supporting actress.
We have the same.
Ariana
wait, no,
DeBose.
actually, no, we don't. I'm going on the flyer.
What?
I'm taking a huge flyer on this. I don't know
Please
why.
say Jessie Buckley.
No, I wish it was Jessie Buckley. I can't explain it. Sometimes you just have those moments where you're drawn to a pick and you're drawn to something. I don't know. I'm giving this to Dunst.
Okay. So I've changed my rankings in that category. Right now, I think that if anyone takes it from Ariana DeBose, it's going to be Ingenue Ellis for King Richard, and I have Kirsten Dunst at number 3. But Kirsten Dunst spent a good deal of time in my number 1 and then my number 2 slots.
I'm with all the talk of Power of the Dog, with everyone seeing it, with all that stuff, and I know everyone's seeing West Side Story too. I don't know why. It was just one of those ones you can't explain it. You're just gravitating towards a pick, and like that's my one of our selections that I couldn't get away from. Taking it. I don't know if it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, that's
all right. We got mega movies back here. If worst person in the world wins, I will squeal. You're probably not the only one. I think there's a lot of fans out there who really want to see that one win. All right, best actor, Matt.
Best actor. I'm pretty sure I think we'll be the same here, but after critics' choice, I'm going with Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith is the obvious choice. I don't think anyone stands a chance in this category. I think it's over.
Really? I thought it was a little closer, but
no. Will Smith.
It's not okay.
Will Smith has swept like everything at this point, and I also think he's had like a pristine run throughout all of award season. Like he's done and said all the right things. I don't know. He just he gives me all the right vibes with how he's handling this, his enthusiasm for it, and that movie is so good, and he's so good in it. I even though if I were in the Academy, I'd probably be voting for Andrew Garfield. I still think that Will Smith is going to make, a winner that's going to make me really happy when it's set in stone.
That's fair.
All right, best actress. I'll just say my pick first because you already know it. Kristen Stewart. I'm keeping it. Not budging.
Chastain is too much momentum. I think Chastain wins it. I think that is in the bag.
Even though I'm picking Kristen Stewart, I honestly think that any of these 5 nominees have a chance to win. Right. Any of them. I can come up with narratives to convince myself that any of them can win at this point.
That was one I kept looking at, and the only thing I had to go off of again was momentum and Chastain winning over and over again. So it's I don't know if she's taking all of these and
I was just because I'm reading off my Gold Derby list. I always forget that there's comment sections underneath, and there's someone in my best actress comment section that is not happy that I'm choosing Kristen Stewart. He has been writing. He's written me once. In February, in March, and 2 hours ago, urging me to change my prediction. Guess what? I'm not doing it.
Save your soul, Perri. Save your soul.
Keeping it. So weird. All right, best director.
That's going to Jane.
Jane Campion. Yep, both the same. All right, you have a big swing for best picture.
Well, I already said
Belfast.
Belfast was my big swing. That was my prediction, but it's not what I'm going with for actual pick. My actual pick, I'm very torn because I want to go with Coda for personal reasons because I believe Coda is the best picture and I believe Coda should win. It's my favorite movie of the year. I am going to, for ballot reasons, go with Power of the Dog.
Okay, well, I'm going with Coda. All right, yep. That's
totally reasonable
big right there. I think
totally
I think that Coda momentum is real, and I think the feel good nature of that movie is, I don't know, maybe what a lot of people need after some really tough years, and it's also just so damn good and inspiring.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't stopped thinking about that since Sundance last year. So I feel like that's the kind of power a movie haha. That's the kind of power a movie needs to win Best Picture right now.
I agree with everything you say, and again, I hope it does win. Like, this is me saying I hope Coda does win. I also just think about it from the sense of how many awards voters are going to see it just as a feel good movie and not vote for it because it doesn't have that artistic element or some shit like that. And that's, again, not anything I agree with, but like, if I'm looking and analyzing and having to pick things, and until the Academy proves me 100% wrong, there's still a part of me that thinks the old Academy is going to come out, and that's Power of the Dog.
I mean, you make a good case there. Like, it's definitely number 2 on my list. Those conversations about Coda not being Best Picture worthy are, man, making me so mad. Making me so mad.
Oh yeah, that was some of the dumbest discourse of the fucking week. All of those tweets saying, like, the one tweet saying that Coda was a glorified Disney movie. Like, kind of fuck off. Like, it's so elitist and bullshit.
Saying it's like conventional and cliche. Like, literally every single movie made is inspired by something that came before it. And I think one of the greatest challenges and achievements in storytelling is to be able to take certain conventions and familiar themes and story structures, but to be able to put your spin on it. And, you know, it definitely does have some familiar coming of age elements to it, but then it's also got these really fresh, one of a kind components that I think we need to see more of on screen. And I think it pairs them together in a way that further highlights what makes it such a uniquely inspiring movie that stands out from other things we've seen like it. And I think that is a massive achievement. And I could say the same about a couple of other things on this list. I can easily compare it to things that I've saw in past films, and I can highlight how that movie did it again, but did it in its own way, and it made it more powerful for it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even the arguments that, like, oh, it's not, I don't know, I saw some real fucking bad takes of basically saying that, like, it doesn't deserve to be there because it's not like a Spielberg film or some shit like that. And it's like, okay, I can make an argument for Coda against every single one of these movies in the sense that, like, Coda doesn't have a performance as bad as Ansel Elgort's. Like, that immediately makes it better than West Side Story. Like, shit like that. Like, the comparison game is so stupid, but, like, also it's so, like, refutable. It's like, oh, like, I can't believe we're looking at Coda for Best Picture and not like something from our beloved heroes of cinema like Steven Spielberg. And, like, I get it. He is a legend and he is an icon and he does very tremendous work, but, like, Coda doesn't have a single performance anywhere near Ansel Elgort's. And, like, yes, that makes West Side Story a worse movie in my opinion. Like, I don't know, just fuck all that shit.
I love blocking people who say inappropriate things. I just love it.
Yeah.
Like, I have the power to remove you with a click. So if you say inappropriate things in this chat, bye-bye. You do not have a place on this YouTube channel, and I do not mind losing you. We have a good community here, and we're going to keep it that way. All right. We got like 15 more minutes before dinner time, Matt. What's up? How's life?
Oh, we're done. We're done with our title topics.
Yeah,
yes, we have no more topics for today because once again, I took this week as like a come down from South by. So I literally was just like, I played video games for the first time in like 2 weeks and shit.
We're just gonna like shoot the shit for a little while. That means it's open to the chat. You guys can throw out whatever questions you want and we'll answer them. Nothing is off limits. It's the worst thing I've said in a while.
I was gonna say, careful there.
Yeah.
No, I know. I was going crazy with that discourse though. I was just like, oh, there we go.
Oh no.
More things happened.
But like football is just like making me all mad right now.
I agree. Well, here's the thing. The Cleveland Browns are making me mad. That is the unfortunate scenario.
Yeah, but other teams expressed interest though.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
without looking into the details of the situation.
The good things we could talk about though is that the Dolphins acquired Tyreek Hill. Like, that's a crazy trade.
That's not a good thing either. That made me mad too because it was down to the Dolphins and the Jets, and you don't know how badly I want a reason to root for a New York team, and I thought maybe that could at least help with that, but now it's not an option. So,
yeah,
will I ever root for the Jets or Giants again?
I mean,
sorry, Buffalo's just so far up there, and I'm in the New York City area.
I mean, I get it. That makes sense. But yeah, crazy things happening. I don't know. Draft's gonna be real interesting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent on the board, and That's gonna be cool. Also, Luke said I have to trash the Packers whenever I talk now about football, and
That's fair.
so basically, my trash on the Packers right now is that like, yeah, they're screwed. I don't think the Packers gonna be any good this year. Devon, that was a stupid trade. Not a stupid trade, sorry, but like they got cap space. And they got rid of Valdez Scantling too. He just signed with the Chiefs, so like, Rodgers lost a lot of weapons there. I don't know.
Yep, Christy.
That is true. It was Saints, Carolina, and one more team, Falcons. All right.
Do you think the Oscar hosts will do a good job? Yes. I think
so.
I think it is a thankless job. I don't necessarily think their work will be reviewed very well. I think there's a chance of that happening, but I think that all of them are going to do their best possible jobs with the material that they have to work with. It is not an easy gig, and I will never forget that, as much as I'm criticizing whether or not I like jokes or bits, you name it.
And also, forgive me if I didn't hear something, but are they doing it in 3 separate sections where one goes, one goes, one goes, or all 3 of them?
I don't think that wound up being true.
Okay. I was just curious on that one, because like I want to see them all riffing on like with each other. Like that is going to be. I think that'll be funny if they can do that together. Yeah. Like if they did separate them and do thirds and like let one go. Like, what's the point of having them all there then?
No, I'm with you. I want to see them play off each other a little bit. Annabelle's back with a super chat. Prediction loser ideas. Matt can't drink at all one whole weekend. Perri sits through a movie of any genre she detests. The problem with that is I don't detest any genre.
The problem with that is I can easily go a weekend.
I prefer some genres to others, but I don't detest any. How would you feel about not drinking for a whole weekend?
Oh, I could do that easily. I like I don't drink during the week anyway. Like that's the funny thing. Like everyone assumes I'm like constantly drinking, but like no, I just drink Fridays and Saturdays. That's legit it. So like it'd be super easy if I just was to take a weekend off. Like my Twitter persona has somehow become much worse than I actually am.
Loser has to go see Morbius 4 times in one day. That's actually like a really great kind of losing bet.
We don't know how bad that might be. Could be. I
know. Neither of us have seen it yet.
I see it.
Could be good for all we know. Who knows? Who knows?
No, they're doing a 10 a.m. screening, and embargo is literally an hour later or some shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The time of my screening is a little inconvenient.
Yeah, it's not great.
What else do we? Well, I mean, this is kind of what I'm hoping for. Like, so like not like a so bad it's good kind of situation, but where it's like just it's a movie that takes such like wild, big, ridiculous swings that I have fun with it no matter if those swings work fully or not.
Yeah, no, I get that. Wait.
I will happily sit through Batman and Robin, Vincent.
I was going to say, I'm with you on that. I think it's a fun movie.
I will admit that's not a great movie, but that doesn't mean I do not enjoy it. So I will watch that 4 times if I lose in a single day. Happily.
I'm just going to put this up because it's nice. Oh, sorry.
I clicked the same time.
Poland.
Greetings from Poland.
I like seeing where people come in from. It's fun.
We have so many people from all over the world. It's very nice to meet you.
Is this happening? Is this a thing?
Yeah. I saw The Blast the other day. I don't think it's a Broadway production because I know that's where my New York brain goes. Let me find the information. I can't click on New York Times because paywall. Deadline headline is Coda stage musical in works from Tony-winning Deaf West Theater. A stage musical adaptation of the hit film. I don't know. It doesn't say like So is this like a Broadway production? I'm not good with theater. Like my brain only processes Broadway and West End.
I know where those things are.
I know where those things are. Only because I lived in one of them for a long time.
One of them you didn't live in.
Well, at one point in the article, in a quote, it says, "We are excited at the caliber of Broadway talent interested in collaborating with us on this project." I don't know if that means Broadway though. It says Broadway in the tag.
I would clearly watch that. I like musicals. I don't hate musicals. Like I like horror musicals, honestly. Like it's one of my favorite subgenres.
I want to see this.
You have to see Everything Everywhere All at Once too. You really have to
Oh
see
my
that.
God, I know. I really wanted to go. I had a screening option that I could have gone to on Tuesday, but Mom and Ems was out of town, so that meant I was on animal medication duty and I couldn't leave the house for a very long time. And going into the city is such a schlep.
Yeah. We saw it on Monday, and it's been such a strong month because I literally coming into this year, I was like, the Fallout is like a 4.5 out of 5 for me. That's gonna stay up and like be uncontested at like one of my best of the year. And then literally in March alone, between South by and normal releases, Cha Cha Real Smooth, X, and then Everything Everywhere All at Once, all are 4.5s. I now have no idea what my top 10 is going to look like. Like that is my top 4 hands down right now. And like, I don't know if one of those even like I like better than the Fallout, because again, the Fallout was one of those movies that's so hard to say you like, because I could watch Everything Ever All at Once like 10 times in a row. I don't want to watch the Fallout 10 times in a row, but like I can acknowledge how good of a movie
that's understandable. Maybe I will see it. I have to go. Wait, it came out. It's coming out this weekend, right?
It's theatrical. Yeah, it's full release.
Maybe when I schlep into the city next week for a certain screening, I'll just go see it right after.
It's one of those movies that you walk out of, and I feel like we don't get this feeling that much anymore. But you walk out of and you know you're never going to see something like it ever again, and it is just something like you don't know how it came together. You watch it and you're like, how did this actually go from script to screen? Who allowed this to happen? And like, God bless. Because I don't know, I just feel like in theaters we don't get that much, and maybe there's a piece on IGN coming out next week about that.
Ooh, I want to see that. So the Raspberry Awards are tomorrow. The loser should have to watch the winner of Worst Picture and Worst Screenplay. The reason why I brought this up is because I don't like the Razzies, and I feel like they shouldn't exist, and I'm mad at myself for ever covering them in the past. I don't think we need an award show that is dedicated to giving out awards to things that didn't work, or things that their voting body think didn't work.
I feel like that's also come with the changing of entertainment journalism at large, because like for a long time, I think blogs, could take negativity and feed off of it. And like, that's how headlines are being churned out. Like, I feel like for a very long time, like that was the thought process. It's like, we need clicks. And I can tell you from seeing the numbers for a very long time that like my best movies of the year articles on a certain website did half, if even, of the traffic of my least favorite movies. Like everyone wants to read that. So that it drove clicks for such a long time. But like, I think we finally, over the years and like recent years, have gotten out of that mentality and the stuff that like, yeah, I've written those articles in the past coming up, but I will never write one of those articles again. Like I'm done with that, like worst of.
I think we've gotten out of that mentality a little bit, but it's still out and about. And it's like, part of me understands, because you gotta write what you gotta write to keep your outlet afloat and to keep the work keeping coming your way. But personally, I prefer to draw the line in certain senses. And it's like, I don't know. It's like, if I'm going to adhere to the idea that when I do my movie reviews, that I do so in like a respectful manner where my commentary justifies my negativity if it's needed, then I need to apply that to the way that I look at everything else. And that means not creating a ranked list that is formatted in the way that it comes off as like a warped celebration of things that aren't great. Especially when things aren't great to me. And like someone out there might really like that movie. And then all of a sudden I'm telling them it's the worst of the year. I don't need to do that.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing too. The line for me is like, my review that I post, if it is negative, will be very negative if I don't like a movie. I'm not going to soften that, but it's just the idea of like, outside of our daily duties and our critic duties, like I'm not going to spend time on stuff I hate. I'm going to spend on stuff I love. Like I will do my critic duty of giving a 2-star movie a 2-star review, but then I forget it and it's gone. And I'm going to tell you about all the things I love, and I'm going to steer you that way. Like,
oh, it's that like I was about to say, well, like I'm not soft about negative. Like I think we both do this. Like, we can be very negative about things we really don't like, but the point is, like, you do it in a respectful manner where you justify your points. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
Justification is so hard.
2 super chats to take us out. From Haunted Autumn first, am I the only one surprised that Tick Tick Boom didn't get an adapted screenplay nomination? OG material to what was on screen. Amazing. I could not agree more. I saw that show on Broadway. I was probably a little too young to have seen it, so I didn't fully appreciate it, but I don't remember loving it that much. So when I went to see the movie, I kept thinking to myself, like, I don't think this is going to work for me. Like, that story just never clicked. And it was a completely different experience. And I think it is because I'm at a different age. But I also think that the way that Lin-Manuel Miranda and the team adapted that story for screen is like a bit of a marvel, because that is not a show that seems very on-screen friendly to me. So the fact that he gave it a cinematic quality was very impressive to me.
Yeah, I think it was also one of those like Netflix movies that kind of plays to a niche, and it plays to, like, again, like a musical audience, and specifically, and the general watcher might turn that off after a little bit, and the general watcher might just go over that for that. So I think the nomination itself isn't, or the lack of nomination isn't surprising, but it's resonating with all the right people, and that's the other thing that they do well. It's like, here is another niche film, but at the same time, it's like it's playing exactly the audience that it should be playing to.
It also should have gotten a Best Picture nomination. Annabelle has another one for us. Okay, refresh. Matt has to eat something he hates. Perri has to drink something she hates. You're not a loser, Matt? Bozer?
So
Boozer? You're not a boozer, just a connoisseur.
I'll take that. Yes, exactly. That's exactly how that should go. But
I feel like
what we should do.
I feel like it would be worse to have me eat something I hate.
Well, so here's what I was going to say to you too. At one point, they've started making. Do you know what Hot Ones is? The interview show.
Yes, I can't.
So
spice.
So they've started releasing a frozen chicken, like it's like chicken poppers and the sauces. So like you can do your own Hot Ones challenge, and it's only 3 sauces. It's like the weakest, the middle, and the hottest, but like their brand of it. So like you can buy that now as a package. We're absolutely doing it one time. We're absolutely doing it.
I will, like, Matt, I've had a traumatic experience with the hottest of the hot sauce. I can't. I've never seen anything like that. I won't put that in my body. Like, absolutely refuse. Hardcore refuse. I would be extremely nervous for you to do it even. Like, it legit will make me uncomfortable seeing you ingest that hot sauce.
I mean, I'm not slathering it on. It will literally just be the tiny
little bit
coatings.
A teeny tiny bit is fine. You are not taking a shot glass full of it. We've got one more super chat from Wiley.
You what?
We'll talk about that later. Hey guys, had to cancel my Oscar plans because had to put my cat down because of drivers. Hope you have a good Oscars. Thanks for all you do. I'm so sorry to hear that, Wiley. Sending all of our love your way. I'm so sorry for your loss. That's awful. Well, hopefully Merri Hour is bringing a little light to your life tonight, and hopefully when the Oscars roll around, maybe a lot of us will be pleasantly surprised, and something about the ceremony will play better this year, and then they can build upon it next year when the ratings improve. I do think the ratings will improve.
I almost said that as my wild prediction because I'm still not sold on it, but
I don't think it. So I almost did that too, but then I said to myself, it can't count as a wild prediction because last year's ratings were so low that I think no matter what they did this year, they're going to go up.
Like, it can't get worse, but if it does get worse, then they're really in trouble.
Yeah. All right. We got to close this out because I've got some homemade salmon calling my name.
Hell yeah.
I got some eating to do. All right. Happy weekend, everybody. We will see you next weekend for Merri Hour in the same room on the West Coast. Goodbye,
Finally.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.